darkness lifted. And when the darkness lifted, then people asked him for help. They asked him to share the words. They asked him to share. Think about this. Jesus was with his disciples, the people who followed him so closely. He was with them for 18 months before he ever taught them to pray. And when he did teach them to pray, he taught them to pray because they asked him to, because they saw the big difference in his life. And so they asked. They asked, this stuff that you're doing with the Father, you're talking to him, teach us to do that. Teach us to do that. You know what we do? We dump stuff on people when we don't even have a right to be heard. We gag them with truth. And we're not even sure we're right. You know, if we had, let me just ask you this. If there was a string that could go from the back of this wall out to the parking lot that represented all the knowledge in the universe, how much of that string would you own? You couldn't even see my dot. And yet we think we know so much. And we make so many pronouncements. And we do this and we dump stuff on people and we run them away. It's so much as our opinion. And this is what Jesus said about that. He was talking to, again, religious people. Make sure that the light you think you have is not really darkness. Make sure that opinion you're whipping people with, make sure that it's not really darkness. Wow. Jesus was the face of compassion. He cried over hurting people. He cried over an entire city. Compare that today to religious people who seem to be thrilled that people are going to hell. Thrilled. They love declaring judgment. You know, here's an interesting thing to me. When Jesus was telling us what we were to be and who we are to be in this world, he says,